itch. My nose itches. I wish that I got Samantha Stevens superpowers when I received my name. Man, if all it took was a twitch of a nose, I would have whatever I want. Maybe that's why I don't have those powers. The universe was like, girl, bye. You can't handle that kind of power. Hey there, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. If you're new here and this is your first time seeing my face, welcome. I'm Samantha, and if you like what you see thus far, I would be honored if you hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you know when I upload, and if you are feeling generous, you can go ahead and throw me a thumbs up. And if this is not your first time seeing my face, welcome back, baby! So today's video, I'm doing, you see what the title says, but anyway, I'm doing a soft-ish glam kind of look, and if you stick around you'll see why I say soft-ish glam. But I used one of my favorite makeup artists' work as inspiration for today's look, and that artist is Sam Fine. If you're familiar with his work, Sam Fine is like, to me at least, he's like the king of soft glam. So his brand of soft glam, the face is very sculpted. It's beautifully sculpted. Cheekbones are popping, the sockets of the eyes are sculpted, all of that, but it's done just in such a perfectly blended kind of way. I've always loved his work. Can you tell I stand for Sam Fine, okay? So anyway, I used his work as bit of inspiration when I created this look for today. So anyway, if you'd like to stick around and see how I got from barefaced to this, keep watching. All right, so today I'm actually going to use a primer. So I'm using the Maybelline Baby Instant Pore Eraser. I have not used this primer in a while. I actually forgot how much I really like it. All right, and next I am gonna color correct a little bit using the Maybelline Master Camo color correcting pen in the shade Apricot. And I'm gonna blend that out taking the contour brush, the number 4 contour brush from BH Cosmetics. I tried to keep all of the tools, like all the brushes and everything that I used in today's video to, drugstore stuff as well. So there might be 1 or 2 brushes that are not drugstore that might slip their way in, but I'm gonna try to avoid it as much as possible, so. Now I'm going to apply today's foundation, and I'm using the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation in the shade Coco. It's been a really long time since I've used a drugstore foundation, and that, I promise that's not a flex, but I'm just saying that because I forgot how difficult it is to shade match drugstore foundations. There are no testers, you can't, I forgot the struggle. And then these are in frosted bottles, so it really fools you. It looks like it's close enough, so it might be a bit dark, but yeah, looks like it's close enough, so we'll see. Oh, and I'm using the Sonia Kashuk Makeup Blender Sponge. So these are a lot more dense than the beauty blenders. I've found that tends to be like, yeah, these are a lot more dense. I like it, but it's just something to get used to. Yeah, this is a teeny bit too dark. It's okay though, because the undertone is correct. It's just a little too dark, so okay, yeah. Nice coverage, and looks like it's buildable. This would be my summer color. I do wonder what the shade just above this, like the shade that also has neutral undertones but is just above this. I do wonder what that is. Oh, and this thing gets huge. This thing gets way bigger than a beauty blender. That is another big difference between this one and the beauty blender. Yeah, this one gets really big. All right, so now I'm gonna layer my concealers. So for the first concealer that I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the shade Caramel. Oh, maybe it looks lighter, because I thought this was gonna be like, oh no, it's lighter than my skin tone. Never mind. Anyway, I'm gonna blend that out with my sponge. Yeah, see, it's starting to look better already. But you know what? Since this is lighter than I thought it was, I am gonna highlight the other parts of my face with it, because the next concealer that I'm gonna put on is lighter, and I don't necessarily want it to be that bright in the other areas of my face. So hold please. I am now gonna brighten just a teeny bit underneath my eyes and put a little bit down the center of my nose. And I'm using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Neutral to do that. When I say just a little bit, I really do mean like, that's it. Okay, I think that's the same quantity of product. I just brought this down a little bit further. Is it the same? Oh no, it's gonna be a cycle. Okay, no, I'm gonna stop here, because this will be a never-ending cycle. It's like the wing liner thing. One is perfect, the other one it's good, but it's different, and you try to make the first one like the other side, and then you keep going back and forth before you have two black eyes. So I'm gonna just stop here and tell my OCD to STFU. That's all of that concealer that I am adding here. And just gonna blend that out. And I am bringing this up here because I put a little bit too much down the center of my nose. I knew it when I did it, and I just thought it was gonna be okay. So a little bit of that concealer goes a very long way. Do I look crazy? No, but I'm on the borderline. All right, so I see why people were like going off about it when it first was released. I like it though. Now we're gonna contour. So I'm gonna use the Black Opal True Color Stick Foundation in the shade Carob. And I'm gonna blend that out with, once again, the number 4 contour brush from BH. Go over that a little bit with my sponge, just make sure everything is blended, making sure there are no harsh lines or creases, although this is really not creasing like that. It probably wouldn't be creasing at all if I didn't put it on top of the Instant Age Rewind, but you know, whatever. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and set everything. We're not doing a cream blush today, and I'm gonna do that using my Coty Airspun loose face powder in translucent. Now, if you've never used this powder before and you're interested in it, just remember that a very little bit goes a long way, because this powder does add coverage. It doesn't necessarily add any color, because like I said, it is translucent. Has a little bit of a tint to it, but it does add coverage, so be very careful. And now to set the rest of my face, I'm going to use the same powder, but I'm going to go on using a brush so that it doesn't deposit so much powder. All right, and I meant what I said, like a little bit. A little bit goes a very long way. All right, well, I don't have a brush that's specifically for contouring. If the BH set came with like an angled blush brush, it would have been perfect. But anyway, it would have been complete for me anyway. But sorry, using the Cosetti was this contour stylist brush. It is the S135 brush, but I am using the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in medium to dark. And this sculpt shade, is this even darker? Will this do anything on me? Let's see. Looked a lot darker online. Oh, okay, it is. Well, alrighty then. So I'm going into the sculpt shade first, just this one in the center. And basically I'm bronzing. So I'm gonna go on my cheeks, around my forehead, and my temples. Now I'm gonna actually contour, so I'm gonna go into the contour shade. Okay, so I'm gonna take this right in the depths of my cheeks. And you guys know, if you've watched my videos before, I like to take my contour up. I like to blend it upwards so that it hugs my cheeks and gives lift. Oh, oh, whoa, this is pigmented and dark. Wow, this is medium to dark. Okay, I see you, Black Radiance. We're gonna put that excess down here. Cause oh, I kind of look like I got punched in the cheek a little bit. So, oh, can this be fixed? Oh boy, okay.
20 minutes later.
All right, now for the other side of my face, we're gonna be very light-handed. Y'all, I literally just tapped my brush into it. I didn't dig, I didn't swirl or none of that. I really hope I don't regret doing this, but I want a little bit more definition, like back here. So I'm gonna take a smaller brush. This one is also by Cosetti. It is the Stylist highlighting brush, I believe. It's the S140 into the palette and then tap off the excess. Okay, I mean, seriously. That's it, okay? Tap off just a little bit of excess and okay. So now I'm going to apply my blush, and I'm using the #1 brush from BH, and I'm applying the Iman Luxury Blushing Powder in the shade Peace. I haven't used this one in a minute, so figured it was a good time to bust it out, especially since it's drugstore. All right, so now time for brows. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, and I'm gonna also use my spoolie from the Rose Gold set by BH and perform a little magic trick. I'll be back. So after doing my brows, I primed my eyelids with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This look isn't about eyeshadow, like it's not an eyeshadow heavy kind of look. You know, I'm mostly concentrating on, you know, sculpting the eyes and stuff like that instead of, you know, shimmer and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to be going back and forth between my Black Radiance contour palette and the brown Bombshell eyeshadow quad from the Lip Bar. All right, so I am going to use Brown Sugar as my transition shade, and I'm applying that with the #5 blending brush from BH. Ooh, okay, got a decent amount of kickback. So I'm guessing these are going to be nice and pigmented. Okay, but I like that it's pigmented, but they're easy to build. So you don't have to be like extra timid when applying them. I like that. So that means that they are beginner friendly. We love that over here. Okay, not for me, but for those of you that are watching that might be beginners in makeup. So I love stuff that's beginner friendly. All right, so now I'm gonna take the same brush and I'm gonna go into the Black Radiance contour palette, and I'm gonna start with the Sculpt shade, and I'm gonna basically make a continuation of this color that I put in here, the transition shade from the Lip Bar eyeshadow quad, and I'm gonna make a continuation of that transition shade down the sides of my nose, just in the bridge area, because you guys know I have a recessed bridge. So tap off as much excess of that as you can so you don't look crazy. So starting at the head of my brow and apply. Mostly blending that back into my crease, because you don't want the bulk of the product to actually be on your nose. Okay, and I'm gonna dip into the contour shade just a bit, but I'm not gonna take that down the sides of my nose. I'm just gonna concentrate that right in here. And now I'm gonna take a clean blending brush. This is a fluffy blending brush from the Makeup Addiction, and just blend that out. So those two colors get blended together and softened, but you're not adding any additional product, and there aren't any harsh lines. Because you're not supposed to be able to see someone's contour, especially on the nose. You're just supposed to see the effects of it. But I'll talk more about that in episode 2 of my Makeup for Beginners series. If you haven't seen episode 1, go ahead and click after the video. We've talked about this. Y'all know how to do. Anywho, back to the eyes. So now I am gonna deepen my crease. So I'm gonna go into the contour shade in the Black Radiance contour palette. Literally just tap. That's it. And tap. And just take that into the crease. All right, and to deepen the crease just a little bit more, I am going back into the Lip Bar eyeshadow quad, and I'm using my angled shader brush, and I am going into the color Cinnamon. Okay, and I still want my lid to be not like light, but I feel like it's kind of getting lost. I want it to be a little kind of defined from the crease. So I'm gonna go back with my concealer and just put a little bit on my lid again. And I'm gonna blend that out using the number 7 shader brush. I like to call this one a concealer brush though, because this particular brush does much better. It has those types of synthetic bristles that are really, really good for liquid products. So okay, this is not supposed to be like a cut crease or anything. All right, so today we're not doing a wing, but we are doing some liner. So I'm gonna use the Iman Perfect Eye Pencil in the shade Jet Black, and we're just gonna smudge that on the lash line. Oh, sorry. Smudging that out with the number 10 Bullet Eye pencil brush from BA. And I'm gonna take a little bit of, what's that, cinnamon? Yeah. A little bit of cinnamon, which is this shade right here, on my pencil brush and smudge that into the liner, but just on the top of it, like the very edge. Now I'm gonna grab the shader brush. This is the number 8 shader brush from the BH set and blend those edges out. Now do the same on the other eye. All right, and gonna do the bottom lash line as well. So I'm gonna use the Iman eyeliner as my base, smudge that out, and put a little bit of cinnamon shadow on top. All right, so now I'm taking the number 6 blending brush from BH, and I'm going back into brown sugar, and because I kind of want to diffuse that bottom line just a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean up these inner corners and pop on my lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, so applied my lashes, and I used the Kiss Naked Drama lashes in the style Chiffon. These are pretty. They are giving me like total mink lash tease. I love it. They're so pretty. So now I'm gonna highlight, and I'm using the highlighter that's in the Black Radiance palette. This is a really pretty color. It's like it's a gold, but it's like a warm gold. I can't explain it. Oh, I mean, the brush I'm using, it's not Drugstore. It's yet again another Cosetti brush. I meant what I said when I told y'all that I love these brushes. They're bomb. They're really great quality and totally worth the price tag. But yeah, I apologize for not having a highlighter brush. I mean, I could have used the big one, but I didn't know how this product was gonna apply, so I didn't want to apply it with like a big brush and then have like a big huge smattering of metallic on the side of my face that I could not get rid of. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my setting spray on before I do my lip. So today I'm using the NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. I like this stuff. I was using it for a little bit before I started with the Beauty Bakery, but I like this one. I actually like it a little bit better than the matte version. Yeah, because the matte version smells like glue. Like it works and everything, but yeah, it smells like glue. And this one doesn't, so I like this one a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm gonna line my lips, and I'm using the lip liner from the Lip Bar in the shade Straight Living. I'm actually gonna try to mimic how Sam Fine lines his clients' lips. I remember I actually learned how to line my lips from reading his book Fine Beauty back when I was in like the 8th grade or something like that. I used to read that book from cover to cover. Anyway, he's who taught me how to line my lips and how to do like that ombre lip. So I've been doing ombre lip since like the 9th grade, which was like 1998. Yeah. Sam Fine had me ahead of the curve and doing stuff like the professionals. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips, actually mostly filling them in, or you know, feathering that color to the center before actually applying my lip color to fill them in. So yeah. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna fill my lips in, and I'm gonna use the Colored Raine liquid lipstick in the shade Butter Love. This is actually my first time using this. I've had this for a while. This is a little too nude. Like, this is like super nude. Is there something I can, ooh, is there something I can do? Let's see. This lip needs something. Maybe a gloss? Do I have a drugstore gloss though? I don't think I do. Okay, so I'm gonna put a gloss on top because Sam be doing lips that are like super nude like this, but then when he puts a gloss on top, then it just looks like amazing. I have lip glosses, but one, I don't have one from the drugstore. I mostly wear matte lipsticks. And the ones that aren't matte, like they already have their own gloss. So I said all of that to say, I'm gonna put a gloss on top. It's not a clear gloss, and I'm very nervous about it. It's a really pretty gloss. I just don't know how it's gonna go with this. This is a last minute decision. But it's by Colored Raine. It's part of their now discontinued Power collection. This is in the shade Distro. Woo, we shall see how well this goes. Ooh, okay. I'm just do a little bit and see if I like it. Oh, I mean, it completely changes. Well, does it? Yeah, it does, but it's really pretty. You know what? It's cool. I ain't going nowhere. Oh, but I do have a meeting after this. I have a meeting in like 30 minutes on Zoom. Well, you know what? If it turns out bad, I'll just turn my camera off. The mixture of like the colors in the gloss, I just realized that it makes the doe foot portion of the applicator makes it look dirty. I promise it's not. This is actually my first time using this gloss. I mean, this glitter lip gloss kind of, it's not exactly soft glam, because I mean, soft glam is not glitter, but I still like it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and fluff up the hair a little bit, you know, zhuzh it a little bit, and I'll be right back. And that's it for today's video. I had a lot of fun, even though the lips, it was touch and go for a minute, because I mean, y'all know I love a nude lip, but I usually reach for pinky nudes. Even if it's like a really cool pink, like a really cool blue toned pink, like Cream Cup from MAC. That's one of my favorite nude lips. Like that, using that in combination with either Cork or Chestnut, like that's one of my favorite nude lip combinations. But that's a blue tone pink. Even though it's very light, it's a blue tone pink. And even though I like peachy nudes, this one was like it's a true nude, almost like a concealer color. So I just had to, you know, kind of feel my way around to make that work for me. But I wasn't expecting for Distro to work out as well as it did on top of that. I really wasn't. To be perfectly honest, I was expecting a disaster and have to start over, but it worked out really well and I love it. So anyway, I hope you guys had fun. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you know when I upload. And I imagine that if you made it this far, you liked what you were watching. So go ahead and throw me a thumbs up, because it helps me out. It puts my face in your feed more, and I feel like that's a win-win for both sides, right? So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Follow me on social media at the Samantha Edit on Twitter and the 2 E's Samantha Edit on Instagram. I'll put the links down below. Thank you so much again. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.